Alright, now it's time to do some exercising. Now I've decided to switch guitars to my Stingray 6-string guitar just because I felt like it. Our exercises and stuff are going to be the same pretty much daily and stuff. I may show a little bit different stuff different days, but for the most part and stuff, it's just going to be about getting used to picking, getting used to the fretboard. Turn on the amp, that way you can hear it better. And I have also found and provided this to help you with the notes. These are the notes on a guitar, as long as it's tuned to E standard tuning. Again, you got to remember in one of the other videos and stuff that I did of playing the guitar, how this is set up. So if you are looking at this screen right here, the way to identify how these notes are set up on your guitar, the square notes on the left side of the screen there are your strings, as if you're not hitting any of the frets or strings at all with your fingers. So this is pretty much just, and that's standard E tuning right there. But also, so you don't get confused, if you're looking at the screen, the way to see the same thing on your guitar, you would actually have to turn your guitar upside down like this. And then you could pretty much take that right there, screen or image, and apply it to what you see on your guitar right here. So where the bottom E is now on the bottom of the guitar if you have your guitar facing the way I have it facing. So then you got the F, which is the first fret there, the G, and then on the top of the screen there, the same E again, you got the F and then the C right below it. This right here is mimicking what you would see on the screen if you have your guitar facing like this. Now if you are left-handed, where I am right-handed, you would have to turn the screen around and turn the guitar around. If you are left-handed, the thicker string at that point in time is still going to be on the top, but your guitar is going to be like this right here, which means that this right here at this end is where those square notes are going to be. Let me try to get this in the picture properly. Yeah. So this end is where those square notes are going to be, the E, A, D, G, B, E, going from bottom to top. But this is a right-handed guitar, not a left-hand guitar. So my E on top here, right here, is actually E on the top of the screen. So to try to keep from having any confusion if you are left-handed, this is for left-handed players only, you would have to make sure that your thickest string is at the bottom. I'm hoping that that helps a little bit and stuff. So my thickest string is currently at the top of my guitar, okay, which is actually the bottom line on this screen. If you're left-handed, it's still going to be the same. The thickest string is still going to be the bottom line on the screen there. If you need to freeze it or pause the video and stuff, like I said, I try to, if you need to pause the video, there's the image of all the notes on the guitar and stuff if you need to pause the video to write it down, memorize it, or whatnot and stuff. So on our practice and stuff, we are simply using all four of our fingers on the first four frets here. Open E, open E to the F, there's the F, and then the third finger, the ring finger there to the G on the third fret. That's why that 3 is right there, because it's indicating the third fret. So open E, F on the first fret, G on the third fret. Okay, and then we go to the next one, which is the open A. That's the next string down on the right-handed guitar. It's an A, second fret, B, the third fret, C. Use your middle finger for the second fret and your ring finger for the third fret. So open, A, middle finger on the second fret, B, ring finger on the third fret, C. This should be the same way for left-handed players too. Next string down will be the D. So open is a D, middle finger on the second fret, E, ring finger on the F, on the third fret, ring finger on the third fret for the F. Next string down is a G, middle finger on the second fret for the A, and then pinky on the fourth fret for the B. Oops, wrong string. Now, a lot of times when we're practicing and stuff, we're just to get our fingers used to pushing down on those strings and get those motions going in our fingers. But what if we ask the question, what does it sound like when we're just playing the notes in order? And that's what this would be. So E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Now you can play the B back here with your pinky, but if you play the B with your pinky and then play the next string down, going back to another B, you're playing the same note twice. So if you want to try to avoid playing the same note twice and keep going through the alphabet in a cycle, you would actually skip one or the other. Either skip the pinky, which is what most people do, or skip the open B. In this case, we're going to skip the pinky. So, again, G, A, next string down for the B, C, D, E, F, G. Now my guitar does sound a little bit out of tune. I'm not going to worry about it right now because we're just trying to get used to this right here. But for beginners and stuff, yes, you should make sure your guitar is in tune. I will check that real quick and stuff just to be on the safe side. It's always a good habit to make sure your guitar is in tune and stays in tune. Now I don't actually have a separate tuner, but if you need a tuner and stuff, like I said, you can probably download an app on the phone and stuff for a tuner. I have a tuner built into my Line 6 amp, which works great for tuning. Right now I'm using my phone for the videos, so I'm going to use my amp to check my tuning. Now you may not be able to hear this and stuff because when I'm tuning, it doesn't actually make any sounds through the amp, just on the guitar. So that's a little off. It's supposed to be an E. When you're tuning, you should always work on going to it in a tight, by tightening it. So if your string is actually, what that means is if your string is actually too tight and you're past the E, going to an F on the tuner, learning about tuners and stuff and how to tune things and stuff will kind of make you help you understand what I'm talking about there. But if you're checking the tuning and stuff and it's more closer to an E flat, then you would be tightening it up to get to the E. If it's more closer to the F, then you would be loosening it up. What you really want to do, from what I've understood, is you always want to be tightening. So if it's past the point, loosen it up, and then bring it back in tightness. Because you want to stop as you're tightening, not as you're loosening. Now that's what I've understood from other people and stuff, but everybody's different, so that's closer to an E. It was a little off, not much. The E's just a hair off as well. Just a hair off. The D is a hair off. The G is a little off. The B is a little off. And the E is also a little off. Now, be careful about tuning and stuff, because when you're tuning, that's the point of when strings can actually break. If you got too much tightness on an old string, it can break. These are fairly new strings. I believe they're only about a year old. But this guitar also sits in a case underneath my bed a lot of times. So heat, hot and cold, moisture, whatnot, can cause the strings to stretch, tighten up, sort of things and stuff, which is what causes the guitar to come out of tune. Once you go through all those and stuff and you've got them all tuned properly and stuff, go back through them one more time. Start with the thickest string first, go down, and then there's something else you should do after that too. So we'll check them again. It's almost right on. Because as you tighten up one string, it also tightens up the other strings just a little bit, because it actually tightens the neck up just a hair bit. So you got a rod that sits right through here and stuff a lot of times on a guitar. So when you're tightening up strings, you're kind of flexing the neck of the guitar just a hair. Now there's other things you can do and stuff, because you might notice the stuff a bit of a ringing in some of the strings and stuff. There's other things you can do to get that ringing out and stuff. I don't know those methods yet. I'm only still trying to work on learning how to play the guitar and training my ears to hear what the sounds of the guitar are. But once you have gone through and made the minor adjustments you need to get your guitar in tune and stuff, the next thing you're going to want to do is kind of flex the strings a little bit, because once you tighten them up a little bit, even though they're tight, flexing them a little bit will make sure that it's pulled fully from here and there at both ends. So just give them a little bit of a stretch, and then check them one more time. Okay. Another thing you can do when you're tuning and stuff, if you want to double check it, you can push down on the 12th fret of the guitar, and as you can see on the screen here, at the top of the guitar, all the notes are in order, E, A, D, G, B, E. At the 12th fret where it says 12 down there, they should be exactly the same. So when you're tuning your guitar and you've done an open string, if you want to do it at the 12th fret, it should be pretty much identical. Now, if it's not, I don't know exactly how to fix that. You need to find somebody that knows how to work on guitars if it's not identical or close to it, and if you want to get it precise and stuff. At this point in time, I wouldn't so much worry about getting it precise at the 12th fret, more than just open strings, because all we're trying to do is get our finger movement and our exercising done today. But you would actually find somebody that knows how to work on guitars, or even ask somebody that is experienced with working on guitars. For example, the person that I know is a Twitch streamer. He also has a YouTube account, and he has a Discord account. He's on all three of them and stuff. So if I had a question about that, I would go to him and say, hey, if I tune my guitar and stuff, open strings and stuff, and I get it all tuned to E standard, and then I push down on the 12th fret and stuff, and they're not matching on the tuner, how would I make that adjustment, or how would I fix that, or who would I go to talk to about that? And he probably could provide me an answer, because I know he works on guitars all the time. When he redoes strings on a guitar, works on guitars and stuff, he'll plug it into his amps, his effects, his whatnot stuff, and sit there and just fiddle around on it and stuff. Just to see how it sounds after it's done and stuff, to make sure it sounds alright and everything. But so we got the tuning done there, and you've seen the screen there for the notes on your guitar. So now you know what the notes are on the guitar and stuff, especially if you pause it, write them down or whatnot and everything. And I'll leave that up there for a little bit and stuff. Actually, I think I won't. I think I'll go back to the regular screen here. That way you can see what I'm doing. There you go. But yes, you could find that that information pretty much anywhere on the internet and stuff. There's also information on there if you want to know what a C chord is, what a D chord is, whatever the name of the chord is you're trying to find. Especially if you're going to use tablature and stuff, and it has something on there you've never seen, you can type it into the Google search and stuff and find it. I've done it many times to find out the shape or what strings or what frets I'm using and stuff to play a certain chord. But that's why that information is out there and stuff to help us out. And it's pretty much just to train your ear on what that sound is supposed to be like. That's all it is. Because not are we only just learning on our picking and stuff, as well as getting our fingers used to the frets. But we are also trying to train our ears on those proper sounds too. It makes it easier if you're trying to listen to a song and stuff and mimic the song on your guitar. It can kind of show you, well, you're a little off right here, you're a little off right there. However that's going to work for you. But anyways, the exercises. So we'll start with this one. Slide down a couple frets. 7 And then we'll change it up a little bit here. Like I said, I didn't say I would be able to do all these exercises and stuff, but that's why we do exercises in different ways. Because you're not always going to be going down this way, up, back and forth, up on the guitar right here, or down here, or anywhere. You're going to be going all over the place on the guitar all the time to get those great sounds you're looking for. So we change our positions a lot of times. So now we'll do some just the notes of the guitar. I'm slowing down there a little bit in step for one because I want to make sure I got it right. The part where I'm slowing down at right here, if you want to see it on the beside on my guitar, but also on the note board here, is so I started off with the G right here on the 3rd fret, went to the A, then the B, C, D, then the E, F, G, and then it switches. So on these right here, you're not using your ring finger. You're using your first finger right here. You're not using your first finger, but for the most part, you're using your first finger on the B and E, the middle finger on the G, C, F, the pinky finger on the A, D, G. But then when you get to this A, B, C right here again, you're skipping your middle finger. So your first finger, ring finger, pinky finger. And then when you get up here, like I said before in another video and stuff, you either have to slide something. In this case, I mean, you can slide, if we play that ABC again, so here's the ABC. Now we have to slide one thing or the other. So if we go down to the D, and play the D with our middle finger, this D right here, nope, I can't click on it or anything, but I just use my mouse around it. So if we were playing that D right there with our middle finger, and then play the E, to get to the F, we would actually have to slide our pinky down. Otherwise, we're skipping from the E to the G if we just make that transition. Another transition you can make, instead of sliding your pinky down, is slide your entire hand down and put your first finger on the D. So going from the ABC, sliding your hand down so your first finger hits that D, and your pinky lands on the F, and your ring fingers on E, and then we can kind of keep it the same if we want to on the G and A. First finger on the G, ring finger on the A. Something a little bit more difficult than that would be to slide up to that F on the last string. Okay, so, and what I mean by that is, let's play that A, B, C again. First finger on the A, ring finger on the B, pinky on the C, and then we use our middle finger to go to the D, our pinky to go to the E, and we slide up and use our first finger on the F up here, on this F. Now it's a bit of a stretch, but sometimes you're going to have to learn how to stretch your fingers to get some of the notes you're looking for. So there's the F. I'm going to use my ring finger on the G and stretch my pinky out to the A. So I'll see if I can't demonstrate all three of those ways in a little bit of faster form or faster pace. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, or A, B, C, D, E, and then slide the pinky to the F, G, A, or A, B, C, D, E, first finger up to the F, F, G, A. Now you're asking, why can't we just skip the A? Well, you can if you want to, but this is exercising. So we are just playing around with things. We are trying to get used to our fingers moving around the fretboard. And this is part of the exercise and part of learning learning the guitar. You can stretch your fingers all the way to any one of these notes. That is part of learning how to play guitar. You want to be able to move your fingers around faster on the guitar. You're going to have to find new positions to play your fingers in, get used to those, practice those over and over. So for the meantime and stuff, though, what I'm going to end up doing is moving my first finger from that A to the D. So I'll be sliding my entire hand down there. This is what I mean by that. So G. So you thought it was pretty easy or getting easier or whatnot and stuff after you've been playing for a day or two or whatnot, just doing the simple and in multiple ways and stuff, whether you're going down all the way through them all. Now we've changed it up a little bit to make a new exercise for ourselves. And we're back to being as slow as what we were when we first started playing. Because we're learning something different. Do this a few days and stuff after, obviously your fingers are probably, by this point in time, if you're watching this video and doing this and keeping up with me, your fingertips have gotten stronger and stuff to where you're able to play for longer and stuff. So you're doing this exercise right here, but you're finding that you're falling backwards because you're not able to do this at the same speed you were able to do this in. And guess what? That's part of the learning process as well. We pick up our guitar every day, we exercise every day, we practice every day. Like I said, this can only last, make this last for 15 minutes, a half hour to an hour or whatever, however long you want to spend on this and stuff. Just make sure you're exercising and practicing on a daily basis. And then when you get tired of the exercising and the practicing and stuff, if you want to try something more challenging, we can move on to that too. So, again. And at this point in time, yes, I can feel it myself in my pinky finger, and you're likely to feel it even more in what I do if you haven't been playing as long as what I have. But I can feel the muscle in my pinky finger tightening up and loosening up. So stretching your fingers out and stuff when that starts happening and stuff will allow that muscle to build up, and that pinky will start moving faster. The point of that, being able to move faster, would be that sort of thing right there. So the stronger the muscles are, the faster you're going to be able to move your fingers and stuff on the fretboards, which is where you see people shredding. People that are able to shred and stuff, they're able to move twice as fast as what I can. That's because they've been doing these exercises for so long that it's just natural for them to be able to run through a set of notes real quick like this. Just like how I'm able to where if somebody just picked up the guitar, has only been playing it for a week, maybe even a month and stuff, they can't go through that quick. Well, after the practice and the exercise and stuff, you get to where you can get that fast. So let's do that a few more times. I would say every day, do that at least, say 5 times. roughly. By the end of the week and stuff, you should notice yourself getting faster with it. Good way to determine if you're getting faster or not, if you can't tell yourself. I've got a metronome. It's also built into one of my amps. I'll let you see how that sounds and stuff. I'm going to set it to 200 beats per minute. I know I could do 200 beats per minute, but I will show you a comparison between 200 beats per minute and 50 beats per minute. So, let's see if I can remember how to do this. No. Give me just a second here to get this set up. There it is, right there. Okay. That's 200 beats per minute. I'm pretty sure you can hear that because I can hear it pretty good. Which is pretty much this. Now we do that exercise at that speed. Now I did change something up there a little bit if you caught it and stuff. If you didn't catch it, I'll show it all the way through here. Now, I know that people that just picked up the guitar, maybe even in their first week or month and stuff, can't play it that fast. So, but that's the help of a metronome right there. I can play it faster than that and stuff, so I can pick it up to 250 beats per minute and stuff and see if I can't keep up with that, or 300 beats per minute. That's something else you can sit there and work on for 5 minutes. But most of you may not be at 200 beats. Most of you may be at 200 beats. I don't know. I'm just kind of varying it for the different speeds of classes or whatnot. I will slow it down to 50, and you can see what 50 sounds like. It's 150 beat difference per minute. That sort of thing. Again, I'm sure there is an app on the iPhone or on the phone that you can get. It's probably free. That will have a metronome. It has different sounds to it. I know. My amp has different sounds for its metronome. I'll demonstrate those here in just a second. To where you can set your phone on a desk, on a bed, whatever and stuff, and listen to it, and set a different tempo and stuff, and try to just to keep up with it. Use a 2-minute timer or a 1-minute timer and just try to keep up with it throughout the entire 1 minute or 2 minutes. It's a great exercise. It helps you with your picking ability, changing strings at the right time. It helps with getting the accuracy down as far as timing is concerned, which string at what time, sort of thing. And it shows you your progress, because if today you're able to do it at, say, 100 beats per minute, tomorrow you're able to bump it up to 125 beats per minute. You get stuck on 125 beats per minute for like 3 days, and then the 4th day you're able to go up to 150. That right there is showing yourself your progress on speeding up playing guitar. And this is just the simple stuff. There is a lot to learn, as there is with even me making my videos and stuff that I've shown before and stuff. I'm learning and learning and learning. And that's what this process is. Day after day after day, picking it up. But, I mean, anything is like that. So, I will demonstrate real quick different sounds that my metronome can make. And it's a hi-hat sound right there. There's sticks, and I will go ahead and speed it up to 100. So it's basically just two drumsticks hitting together. It's a thack, I think. I think I pronounced that right. Cowbell. Block. You get the idea. I'm sure that metronome apps and stuff can have the same kind of thing too. I've also even gotten on my guitar here, or my amp. This is the Line 6 Spider V240, by the way. It's a solid state amp. It's not a tube amp like my Marshall. My Marshall amp has no effects built into it whatsoever. It just has an overdrive, reverb, which basically just mimics the sounds I'm making on my guitar, either in a normal amplified way or in an overdrive amplified way. The Line 6 is a solid state amp. The difference between those two is a solid state amp normally has effects built into it. You can find or get really close to a sound of a tube amp with any kind of solid state amp normally, but it will never be exactly the same. So a lot of people will get both. They'll get the solid state amp to have fun with different kinds of sounds. They'll also get the tube amp to get that crisp, clear sound of a regular guitar coming straight through the amp, and then add pedals to create different effects. But also something else that I have on here too. It does have a repeater on there. I think it's like 3 minutes and stuff. It'll sit there and record what I'm playing and stuff for like 3 minutes or 2 minutes or something like that. And I can play it back and add to it. So if I want to do a rhythm, something like I could sit there and do a rhythm consistently for like 2 minutes or whatnot, play it back and sit there and play little solos to go along with it. Or I can also, and this is something you heard off the beginning right here. It's a backing track on the amp built into it. You can find those same things and stuff online, I'm sure, or even possibly through the app and stuff. Sit there and play a backing track on your phone or on your computer or whatever while you're sitting here trying to play along with it. Sort of thing. Anyways, that's just kind of a demonstration of that and stuff because I was able to pull up the metronome on that. But again, back to the exercising and stuff. This exercising will help you get through all that, be able to play along with this stuff, record things and all that sort of stuff easier. But first we got to get through the practice and exercising, get our fingers to where they're moving faster. Previously we were on doing these notes and stuff from right here. But I'm going to change it up and show a little bit different style of it and stuff. I demonstrated this a little bit earlier, so you'll know what I mean when I get to it. So right there was a different style. Instead of moving my first finger down to that D right here, if you're watching the screen, instead I went ahead and used my middle finger there, my ring finger there, or my pinky there, and slid my pinky down to the F. And that can be done in all kinds of different ways. as you've seen right there and stuff, when I hit this and stuff, I end up doing my pinky and then my ring finger. So practicing different techniques and stuff is always beneficial. I would get used to multiple different techniques, multiple different times, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever and stuff, just going through it over and over and over again. Something that I have worked on quite a bit. We're going to switch it up to the 5th fret here and the 7th fret here. Starting with our first finger on the A, going down to our pinky on the C. I'm going to go across all these, including this B right here, all the way to the top. If you notice, there is a note in each one of these frets. So there is a spot, as you can see. Let me clear my picture off here real quick so you can see it fully. So you got the open notes right here on the top. There's another spot right there where all the notes are sitting on each one of the frets across from each other right here, except for this B right here, so you're going to have to make a transition to here and then back to here. It's a great exercise, great practice. And then you got also a transition right here to where you use the middle finger right here on the F and the ring finger on the B. So you're going ring finger, middle finger to ring finger. It's helping you get used to your fingers, or get your fingers used to moving individually instead of moving together. I had that problem forever. Down here at the 10th fret, we got the 9th fret right here. There's no number right here, so we call this the 10th fret. As you can see, the numbers are in sequence. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th fret. You got the same thing right there. This is a completely different pattern than the first few patterns we've even tried. So our fingers are going to be moving differently on this one right here. The downside about it is, if you look at it closely, the musical notes are not in order. So if we play D, E to a G, we'd be missing the F. So you're going to have to be creative about how you put this together. I've put it together in multiple different ways and practiced it multiple different ways to get my fingers moving in multiple different ways multiple times. I use a lot of multiples there. Anyways, so I normally start with the C, and I use all 5 frets with my 4 fingers. Obviously, you don't need a finger here at all. So if I use first finger across these most of the time, maybe slide it down for these 2, and then back up for these right here. Use my you can either use first finger across here, middle finger across here, ring finger across there, and slide the pinky down to here. This is the 12th fret right here. You will need these right here too to get all of them in there. So, just because the order of it is C, D, E, then up to the F, G, A, then back to the B over here. So there's 5 frets here you got to include to get all the notes properly sequenced together. Otherwise, it just doesn't quite sound right. Here's a demonstration of that real quick. Let's see if I can do it properly. I'm going down too far right now. Yeah, I'm going down too far. Yeah, because we're supposed to be on the 10th fret. That was up too high. Okay, so my first finger is currently on the 8th fret, where that C is, between the 7 and 9. That's why it didn't sound right the first time. My ears could tell, I just was having trouble picking that up. My ears are picking that up too. Did you notice that right off the bat? So the G right here, if you're looking at the screen right here, the G, and I will demonstrate this in a picture here in a minute. The G is simultaneous right here. So which one are you going to skip? Try both of them. Try this one first, then try that one the second time around. Find out which is easier, which is more complicated, exercising back both ways. Yeah, since let's see, I can actually move that real quick. Give me just a second. I will shift it. Move this. Nope, not that. Keep that there. Move this out. Come on. Work with me here. This one right here. There we go. Move this over to here. There we go. There we go. Now you can see me. Anyways, so yes, the G is here 2 different ways. You can hear the same note being rung. If you can hear that, then your ears are starting to learn these notes. If you can't hear it yet, then you still probably got a little more ear training to do as far as hearing the notes and everything like that. But yes. So you may not have been able to see me before. So here's what my finger placement is. Sorry about that before. Now we're to that G again. If we play it down here, then we got to skip the top so it doesn't ring the same note. So what we'll do is we'll skip this one where the first finger is, which will make it a little bit difficult because it's not the pattern we're used to, but it's something to get used to. Am I in the right spot? No, I wasn't. Now, you may not be able to see it very well because of the distance from the camera to my fingers or whatnot and stuff, but you kind of get the idea here. We're trying to mix this up a little bit, get our fingers used to hitting the fretboard, get our muscles used to working individually. That is the key. Daily practice every day. And then you can also go down the line. So instead of going across the strings from down here at the bottom all the way up here to the top, I assume you can see that. Yeah. Okay. And instead of going from the bottom here to the top, what about going from up here, where the open string is on the high E, down to the bottom? Well, we can do that too. That's another exercise you can practice. That'll get you used to sliding your fingers up and down the fretboard all day long. So, let's go ahead and turn this up just a little bit. I got the wrong finger there. So the idea of this right here exercise is to keep your fingers over the first 4 frets, but only use the fingers you need to. So open E, the F, ring finger to the G. The A is not there, there's nothing there. So now we need to slide our hand all the way down to where our first finger is hitting that A. B, C, our pinky stops there, so now we need to slide our hand down again to the next 4 frets. D, E, that's pretty much the low E string right there. But you could do that all the way across any of these right here. I think that's it for this video. I've been already practicing and stuff for about 45 minutes plus. Got my other guitar out to tune it up and exercise with it and stuff. I'll do more exercising tomorrow and stuff. After this video, I'm going to do a challenge video. I'm going to play something that I haven't played for a while, or that's a little bit difficult for me to even play currently and stuff. Just to demonstrate and stuff how much I'm still working on trying to learn how to play guitar myself. So, here we go. Bring this back to normal. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click the like. If you have any comments about it, any questions, post them in the comments. Otherwise, I'll be making another video here in a little bit and stuff on me doing some more challenging stuff for myself. It's the only way to learn. Keep working at it. Till next time.